What's going on, everybody? Tanner here, and today I'm bringing you guys my once a week trials review. This week we're talking about the map Asylum. This is a Venus map, and this was the most recent one that we played. Pretty good map, but let's jump right into the review, and as always we start off with the cons. So my only problem with this map was the control room. It was just really too OP, to be honest. Grenades alone could totally shut it down. If you had a bunch of Titans on this map and they just were throwing lightning grenades at the door, you literally can't get into the room. Like, you just get shut down. If they're running armament, then they get 2 grenades, and it just makes the map totally unplayable and makes it just not fun overall to enjoy. But other than that, the control room itself wasn't terrible. It wasn't that like the location was terrible. It was just the fact that like with certain exotics, it really just made it too OP. And then with supers, they really could shut down the control room and just run it as much as they wanted to. Defender Titans could just pop a bubble on it and sit there all day. And the way that we have to push them out to get into there, there's no way to flank them or surprise them. So I wasn't a huge fan of the control room. I probably would have rather had it in the glass building. But, you know, whatever they choose, we have to play with. But still, it just makes it a little bit more complicated than your average map. Alright, and that is my only con for this map. So next up, the pros. First thing, verticality. Now, the verticality on this map I felt was pretty awesome. As always, only the 2 floors really that I believed. I guess you could theoretically have 3 floors if you look at the back sides of the map, because they have like a small little level, the ground level, and then you could jump up into the windows or go up into the stairs into the buildings. But I don't really count a really small walkway as a 3rd story. So I like to say it's a 2-story map. I thought it played excellent. You had perfect spots that you could jump up to, you could double jump up to. None of the spots really required a triple jump from me. The glass building, when you jump up on the ledge of the glass building and you can jump up and throw a nade into the glass room, like all those things just make this map play so perfect, and I really enjoyed the verticality of it. Next up, map layout. Now the map layout was pretty good besides control room. Overall, you had your center lane that took you right down the middle. You had your 2 right lanes that pretty much just set you up for different ways to flank down the middle lane, or different ways to pressure people with shotguns, auto rifles, different things like that. But the middle lane was pretty much set up for like snipers, so it was just really, everybody had a place to play, everybody had a job to do, and everybody had a location that they could go to, which made the map layout pretty awesome. It has my classic H formation. It's not really an H. I always call it an H, but it's really an H with like a 3rd line. You got your mid lane, your right lane, your left lane, and then about 1 lane that cuts through the center. And if you go to where escalator is, you go down, there's 2 doors, and then you go over to the glass building, there's 1 door there. And there are small doors on each side, but generally it fulfills my H format, if you will, my shifter format, if you will, that I really like to see from any type of map. Now, gun variation. Gun variation was pretty good. Scout rifles succeeded in mid, and even looking through windows. Pulse rifles were pretty awesome once you got into control room or shooting from lower up into the top. Shotguns could really play if they went lower and jumped up into the top room. Everybody just had a job to do and a gun to do it with. Hand cannons exceeded everything, really. Just, it was pretty good map when it came to gun variation. I felt everything was used. I had a lot of sniper. I use sniper pretty much the whole time. I always do. But I had a lot of sniper counterparts, and I had a lot of people with shotguns rushing me. So everybody seemed to have a gun that could get the job done, except for heavy. As usual, rocket launchers ruled the day. Alright, next up, subclass variation. Now, subclass variation on this map was limited to pretty much the range options. Your void walkers, your gunslingers, your sunbreakers, Titan smash, because they could actually, you know, Titans, they just move so quick, they can get into the rooms. But everybody else, blade dancer, I seem to counter pretty easily with gunslinger. When I played my void walker, I just pretty much just void walked him every time he came into the room. Stormcaller, every time they came around the corner, I had like enough lines of sight to either snipe them, gunsling them, void walk them, whatever I had to do. It was just, it seemed like this map was really based on your ranged options, which isn't a bad thing. It's nice to switch up every once in a while. I like when my maps fulfill all of them, like everybody can kind of succeed on it, you know, which I guess Stormcaller could maybe work if like you were trying to recap mid and you were coming from lower or something like that. There was ways you could get them to work, but overall range options seem to really rule this map. Next up, power side. Now, in my opinion, no side really had a true power side. Like in one side, you could have a better sniper chance. If you went to the mid lane and you sniped down there, you would get there first. Or you could snipe from that lower lane up into their side. But if you were on the other side, you could actually push up into the mid room faster. So like, it was kind of crazy how like each side had its own thing. One side could push the room better, which I guess truly makes that the power side. But the other room had plenty of countering options. They could get to sniper points before the other team and counter snipe that location. They could get to glass building first and jump up in the window and counter snipe into control room. So like, there's different things that popped up which made both sides truly have a power side. Alright, and finally, overall fun factor. I feel like this map was overall really fun to play. It was a really cool map. The way it was set up, everything was so like based on just knowing flank routes, knowing strats. It wasn't so randomized like a lot of the maps. There wasn't any type of random moving things or random things that changed throughout the course of the game. It was just a nice, stable, simple map. I really like it, and I think that every map should be designed like this one, where every side is even almost. Every side has a chance to succeed. There is no side that when you spawn in you go, oh, this side again, I hate being on this side. And I really think that that makes this map fun to play. I enjoyed it over the weekend. I didn't do too well with like the whole squad in general. We didn't actually go anywhere. We didn't go to the lighthouse or anything like that, but we did fairly well. We handled our own. The first game that the gameplay I'm basically showing you guys, you can tell that these are some top tier players. Maybe not top tier, like 1% in the world, but they were much better than our team, and we actually made a comeback and, you know, Cleveland Cavaliered them. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it brought you guys some information about this map, so maybe the next time it comes around, if you check this video out, you'll know a couple of the plays, a couple of the power sides, and you'll know just by judging how I move around the map a couple of ways that you can take if you're looking for other options. So that's pretty much it for today. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter. If you haven't, make sure you follow my Twitch. All links in the description below. And have a good day, have a good night, and peace.